welcome everybody to the 2016 final part of the Startup Challenge Venture Competition. This is the Otter Tank portion of the program. So we've got 2 Otter tanks that we're going to be taking. We're going to do, last year we introduced the Venture Division Otter Tank Final Competition. This year we expanded that to the Main Street Division Final Otter Tank, where these people have gone through a whole series of things, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, to get to this stage. And what I want to do now first, though, is welcome everybody here to Cal State University, Monterey Bay, where entrepreneurship has become an increasing emphasis. This is the cover of the alumni magazine that's about to come out. It will be out next week. It's at the printer currently, and it features one of our alums, Juan Perez, who is an entrepreneur and has been successful as an entrepreneur. So that's a big story here at Cal State Monterey Bay. We are in the Joel and Dina Gambord Business and Information Technology Building, and that there was a naming gift for this building from Joel Gambord, who was here a moment ago. There he is, Joel Gambord. Welcome, Joel. Joel has been a very successful entrepreneur in his own right, and he is wanting to support others and following in his footsteps to be successful entrepreneurs also. So this has been really great. So I want to give a couple people a chance to say hello and welcome, starting with the Dean of the College of Business, himself an entrepreneur, at least 3 times, very entrepreneurial guy to work for, I guarantee that, I work for him. And how are we doing, guys? You've got a great voice, so
sure.
Keep coming.
Well, welcome everyone. It's great to see so many entrepreneurs in one room, would-be entrepreneurs and successful entrepreneurs, because today we have some of the most successful entrepreneurs in the region here to judge the competition, excluding me, of course. So I was the unsuccessful entrepreneur in the group. And I want to particularly thank Joel for being here today. Joel's been absolutely wonderful in supporting entrepreneurship for us. His gift is directed towards entrepreneurship, so the positive energy in the room will just rise as we go through these competitions and with our programs in the year ahead. I also want to thank the judges who came today and who came earlier today and to judge the way to this competition. Particularly, I want to thank here the group that is sitting right up here with me, and that is the judges who are for the Otter Tank Main Street Division competition. Gina Nucci was here. She has been one of the most innovative people at manpacking and has helped manpacking to go to become one of the prominent ad companies in the country with innovative products. Paul Powers. Paul is here from Catalyst. He's a strategy guy, but he's also in finance. And Paul is a serial entrepreneur. He's had many entrepreneurial experiences. Kelly Crampton, CEO of Excelligence, and David Armanasco, CEO partner, managing partner of Armanasco Public Relations. And this group is an outstanding group that's going to judge the first competition. And then we have the venture competition. Michael Marcus, managing partner of Marcus Consulting, and also he is the senior advisor to Boston Consulting Group, senior partner of Boston Consulting. Larry Samuels, CEO of Treadball. Larry is a serial entrepreneur. He's someone who's worked very closely with us at the university. Bob Colligan, who's here he's the co-chair of Monterey Bay Economic Partnership, which you know is transforming this region and is completely, he's leading what I think is an economic, techno-economic revolution in Monterey County and the Tri-County region. So Bud's here, he's a former CEO of Macromedia, the flash on your computer. He made the internet possible. He doesn't like that when I tell him. He imagine computers without flash, right? So that's what he sold to Adobe. Eric Johnson, and you've all eaten at Eric's outlet. If you haven't, you should. Eric's Deli Cafe. Eric Johnson is the founder 43 years ago, Eric, and now all over Northern California, and just expanded to Sacramento. Yeah, so Eric's here too, and Craig Bushon. Craig is one of those people who modestly describes himself as an angel investor, as again, the number of companies that he's started. So that's going to judge the second competition. I thank all the folks who have come here to compete today. I think it takes a special gene, special DNA anyway, to be an entrepreneur. So I'm delighted you're here today to compete in this program. First of all, I want to thank the group that actually got Startup Challenge organized, and that's the managing group. Rich McChesney is here today representing them. There are a number of others who are in the audience who put this together with what I call the three entrepreneurial musketeers of CSUMB, and that is Brad Barbeau, who you just saw a moment ago, Executive Director. There he is. And Mary Jo, and where is Mary Jo? Mary Jo
She's out in the hallway working.
She's out in the hallway, but there she is. She is the person who makes all this. Dr. Eric Towle, is he here today? Dr. Towle, there he is. He's a technology and R&D guy, so he's the guy who R&D trains people. I'm sure that's not a camera, Eric. That's some kind of secret device. Yeah. All right. And then I, of course, want to introduce our president, and thank you for being here, President Ochoa. President Ochoa is what I call an educational entrepreneur extraordinaire. Since he's come to the university, our university has been transformed, and also the region, with the initiatives that he has launched. Starting, of course, with the Bright Futures initiative, which, if you are not yet, you haven't seen it, come to a school near you or a facility near you, it's a cradle to career opportunity to connect education and provide people with that transition.
Much better.
Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you. And he also has been responsible for the growth of our campus. We have a series of buildings that are coming. This building, followed by the three other buildings that are in advanced stages of planning. We have a building that's going to be a student union, a recreation center, and another academic building next to us, which is going to house the College of Arts, Humanities, Social Science, and the School of Science, and other College of Science and other facilities. So that transformation, and then the transformation of creating the colleges that occupy those buildings, because we had only 3 colleges when he came. Now we have 6 colleges, and we have doubled the number of colleges. In addition, he has also put our footprint in Salinas. As you know, we have now 2 facilities in Salinas. CSUMB at City Center Salinas, which is at the previous Steinbeck Center. We have the North Salinas facility. We have leased Heath College's facility, and we'll have academic programs being offered there very soon. And in addition, we have a facility now in Monterey, and that is the former Monterey Herald building, now called CSUMB at Ryan Ranch. And that has a number of our offices, and will be offering executive development and other programs. So I could go on all afternoon, but I need to stop. And I'd like to have President Ochoa come and address all of you, and welcome you.
Well, Sham covered most of it, so I'm happy to welcome you here, and just to add that some of the things that Sham has outlined and the great work that the College of Business is doing in spearheading our engagement with the business community and the region are really possible because this institution and all its tremendous faculty and staff were ripe for this next leap forward for the institution. And also the community was ready, poised to support the institution, the university, in this advance that we're engaged in now. It's very exciting, and I think it's, I just feel privileged that I was able to step in at the right time to be able to make this happen with all of the resources and talent that was already here in the region. And we continue to attract more talent. So this is wonderful, and this particular competition is an example of that. It's just another piece that is coming together into the mosaic that is the Monterey Bay area, and it's blossoming. So welcome, and I look forward to the competition.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So I do want to introduce a very special guest we have with us today, Mr. Joel Gombord, who's been a very successful entrepreneur in his own right, primarily in the real estate field. So Joel, will you come and give us a few words of wisdom?
Well, it's really a pleasure to be here, and I want to congratulate all of you who have participated in this challenge. That says a lot about you, and I think if you're here and you continue along the path that you've started, you will be in that top 1%. Don't give up. Don't be afraid of failure, and be ready to take risks and have a positive attitude. But one other thing, I talked to the president about this too. To be successful, you need to be good salesmen. And I'm encouraging the university to set up a sales program. And I encourage you to learn how to sell. If you have to go out and get a job selling used cars, do it. If you can sell a used car, you're a good salesman. And whatever you can do to do one-on-one selling is the most valuable thing you can do. The internet is not selling. You can't see the buyer's body language. It's important. So learn how to sell, and then learn how to write tightly. You have to sell on one piece of paper.
Thank you very much. So you've heard it, folks. The words of wisdom. So I think I saw a guy in the back there who's running out to go sell your car. All right, so that brings us round to this final event. Let me give everybody in the room a quick sense of how the businesses we're going to see this afternoon got here, the road to the finals, if you will. So they started way back in January and February with some introductory workshops that they took, so they understood the competition and they got ready to enter, and then they put together a one-page business summary to apply, and that was back, if I remember correctly, March 14th, so it's been a while back that they put in those business summaries. And then we provided for them a set of workshops on how to pitch your business. You know, a really key part of selling is being able to get up and describe what it is that you're selling in a way that connects with your audience. And so that's what they're learning in this process of putting those pitches together. And then on, yes, it was April Fool's Day this year, April 1st, with the qualifying round pitches, we had 89 businesses come over at the University Center and pitch there in a chaotic morning, running 5 different rooms simultaneously. They did those qualifying round pitches, and out of there we selected 26 finalists to come to this final event, and they pitched this morning. I'm sorry, and I forgot, in between. So those 26 finalists got the chance we assigned mentors to each of them. We had another set of pitch workshops that they came to. Is Percy, are you here, or is he still, Percy of Percy's Pies? Everybody try a Percy's Pie? You have to try a Percy's Pie. Fortunately for me, he came to every workshop that I led, and he brought pies. I had lots of his pies. So they prepared their final pitches, and this morning they went through a set of rounds. We again had 5 rooms going here in this building. And out of those 26 finalists, we came up with a winner, who we'll announce later this afternoon, for the student division. We came up with, or they came up with, 2 businesses who are going to pitch this afternoon in the Main Street Otter Tank competition, and 3 businesses who are going to pitch in the Venture Division Otter Tank competition. So on we go now to the Otter Tank. The student finalists, there were 3 of them. We'll announce that winner. The Main Street, there were 10 Main Street companies that pitched this morning. And there's all their logos. And after the dust cleared, we were down to 2. Carmel Honey Company, which you can see, here we go. They're wonderful, so I'm waiting for the bees to escape here. Yeah, that's right. They'll go for you first. And Greenwise Water and Landscapes that will be presenting in a moment. So Sean did a wonderful job of introducing the judges. Let me remind you quickly who the judges are that we have this afternoon. David Armanosco, who's the president of Armanosco Public Relations, which he started a few years back and has grown really, really successfully. We have Kelly Crampton, the CEO of Excelligence, which is the largest supplier of school supplies on the planet, right? Someday. Excellent. Then we have Dean Shyam Kamath, who have you heard from here. He started 3 businesses and is starting about 6 related to the College of Business right now. A great entrepreneur. Then Gina Nucci, who, I want to make sure I get this right, is Director of Healthy Culinary Innovation at Mann Packing Company. Thank you very much for being here, Gina. Mann's a huge force in the community in this area, and it is headed by a woman, by your sister, right? So, woman-owned company, and it's the only large woman-owned ag company, right? So that's very, very cool. And then Paul, whoops, I hit the wrong button that time. There we go. Paul Powers III, the principal at Catalyst Strategic Partners, and they're all down in the front row here. They're going to be our judges, and Ivan here is going to be our timekeeper, and he's going to keep us on time. So let us move to the Main Street Otter Tank and our first presenter, the Carmel Honey Company. I'll give you just a second to pull up your slide.
Yep.
Judges, are you ready?
Hi, my name is Jake Weisdorf. I'm the owner and operator of Carmel Honey Company. I started this business as a 5th grade project when I was supposed to be a website designer, and I designed a website about honeybees. After that, I got really into them and tried to make my website as authentic as possible, and did a whole bunch of research into them and found out, oh wow, these bees are really cool. I think I should start keeping them. And after that, our hives grew and grew and grew, and our hives went from 5 to 10 to 15, now to 50. And this has been really great experience for me and my whole family. So yeah. And but there was a problem. Some of the challenges that we faced in beekeeping. One was CCD, colony collapse disorder, and this is a problem that all beekeepers have to face, which is mites, pesticides, a combination of malnutrition and being trucked all over the place and only having access to one type of food. But we have a solution: education, research, conservation, donations, and support. So we try to hit all these as best as to the best of our abilities, and to try to raise awareness about honeybees, and in doing so, kind of like this, speaking. So we have three main parts of our business. First part is the honey part of it. So we sell premium, raw, natural honey. Second part of our business is hive placements. And third part of our business is Jake Gives Back. So the first part of our business is honey. So 75% of the honey on the shelves isn't real. So, that cute little, barrel that's on the shelves, plastic squeezy barrel. Yeah, why is it even a barrel? Shouldn't it be like a bee or even a human or something? Like, why? We eat more honey than barrels, right? So, it's, like the honey gets scrubbed, it gets filtered, it gets, processed through, and, it's not good for the people eating it or the bees. So our unique selling proposition is pure premium raw real honey. So the second part of our business is hive placements. So we kind of try to focus on people who are older, who have money and want bees, but they don't want to take care of the bees. So we put the hives in the backyard for a startup fee and a monthly fee. And after that, they get to enjoy the pollination benefits, reap the benefits of the pollination, and even some honey at the end. So the third part of our business is Jake Gives Back. So I love doing speaking engagements to my elementary school level kids, to my classmates in middle school, even to high school or college levels like UC Davis, and my local high school. So as you can see, I've done I've had a few write-ups in the newspaper, and I've even been videotaped or audio taped.
Hi. So we have a proven business model, and over the past year we've been able to prove this business model because we've been in business since last year of March. We have $50,000 in sales and actually generated a profit of $15,000 selling pure raw premium honey at a premium price. People will pay for the real deal, the hive to table experience. We've also been able to connect with top chefs in the area, place hives in people's properties. Who would have thought that people would have paid to have honeybees on their property, right? But this guy gets in there and he starts talking and starts selling, and next thing you know, they're signing a check, and right now we have 8 hive placements in waiting, in addition to our 35 hive placement clients that we currently have. So our marketing strategy, we've been able to do market research. Because we have been in business, we've been able to connect with our clients, we've been able to connect with our wholesale accounts and actually ask them, how do we add value to your business? How do we produce a product that is really successful for you to sell? And so it's fantastic that we found this niche of these high-end specialty markets that are able to connect with Jake. Oftentimes we're talking directly to the owner of the business, and Jake starts talking to them, they start talking back. Next thing you know, they're ordering honey from us, they're putting it on their shelves, and it's fantastic because they're actually becoming an extension of our sales force, because then they start telling the story of Jake to their customers and who purchased the honey. It's amazing. The other thing is restaurants, and so these high-end top chefs, they don't ask how much, they ask how much can you get me, because they understand the real quality product. They're not going to buy just any honey, they want the real deal, and we're able to provide that to them. We always like to go out to a nice dinner and have a glass of wine, and next thing you know, Jake starts asking questions of the waiter about where's the honey from and how do you get it and so on, and the waiter can't answer any of the questions. He goes back to start talking to the chef. Chef says, what's going on? Next thing you know, the chef comes out, or Jake goes back, and he starts selling in the kitchen while all the chaos is going on, and they become a client of ours. Post Ranch, this is exactly how it worked. Quail Lodge, exactly how it worked. Aubergine, exactly how it worked. These chefs know exactly what a pure premium quality product is. So our competitive analysis, we realize that there are other honeys out there that are available right now, but clearly we check the boxes on all avenues. We're local, we put value back to the customer, we did that market research, we know what our customers want and our clients want. We have full frame honeycomb, which is a unique selling point to those top high-end chefs who want that. Social responsibility of Jake giving back and going back to his local classrooms and talking to people, or Kiwanis, or the Rotary Club, or anybody who will actually let him talk. He shows up and starts talking, and it's a fabulous experience to see the connection that he makes in actually talking to those customers. We do swarm rescues. It's fantastic to hear that we actually have a couple extermination companies that call us and say, are you available to go collect a swarm of hives? Rather than having the exterminator go out, we actually have people that find us online and call us directly and say, can you come rescue this swarm, because I know I don't want to kill the bees. I know how important the bees are. So our financial projections for 2015, like I said, we've been in business since last year of March. We did $50,000 in sales, and we did that in honey sales and hive placements. We did a little retail, just kind of back and forth through emails and things like that. In 2016, we're right on track to make $135,000. At this point, year to date, we're at about $30,000, and so we're on track for that. Our hive placement clients, like I said, are expanding and growing in the area. And in June, we hope to start our online store to kind of capture that, 8 million visitors that come to Monterey County every year. When they taste honey at one of the restaurants, or they see a jar of honey at the cheese shop, at the plaza, or at Earthbound Farm Stand, give them that ability to purchase it again and again and again over the internet. So 2017, we figure our trend is rising, and we'll be at 240,000.
So our management team that we have is myself, which I'm the president, my mom here, who is Becky, the COO, my dad, who's the muscle, or that helps me with the hives and the bees, with hive placements, and Brooke, who is order fulfillment, and she helps, and she's kind of just the overall cheerleader. As you can see, we brought a few of the bees. There's also producers who produce the honey, who help us do that, and 50 queens from all of our hives. We also have, we've connected with a few key advisors. One is UC Davis, and several pollination beekeepers as well. And if there's something going on in the hive that we don't understand or we don't get, then it's only a phone call or a text or email away, and we have the access to a vast room of knowledge. So yeah, it's pretty cool how they're supporting us and how they're keeping us going. So our current business sales that we have 65 wholesale accounts and 35 hive placements. And for funding, we'd like a strategic specialty food partner that's been through the ropes and seen all that different type of stuff and help us get through ourselves. And we also like $100,000 for equipment expansion and for helping help the bees and more, just giving them more room, helping grow them as well. And in the future, we'd like to do a honeybee pollination center, or just a pollination center in general, which would feature honeybees and native bees and all types of pollinators, including butterflies or bats or ants as well. And it would just be a large, fast room knowledge where you can give speeches to classrooms that come, and we can have experts from these different areas. It'll kind of be like another thing, it'll kind of mirror the aquarium. So, as Albert Einstein once said, if the bees disappear off the surface of the globe, man would only have 4 years left to live. So, do you like any of these items in the basket here? Do you? Yeah, do you use them in your day-to-day basis? Yeah, well, there would be none of these left. If bees go, then there would be none of these. So that's why they're so important to our ecosystem and to the environment and to the agriculture. So what I'm trying to get at here is if there's no bees equals no pollination, which means no food, no plants, equals no animals, which equals no humans. So thank you. That's kind of a speech that we have going on. We have Facebook, Twitter, and a website going on. It's like my mom said, we'll soon be getting a web store online too. So thank you. So we'll be taking questions now.
That was absolutely wonderful. Amazing presentation. First meeting. All right. Wonderful.
That's what he asked for.
Your timing's perfect.
Thank you.
Just finished the bees.
Yeah, I guess they just wanted to show off a little bit, so just wanted to. Oh yeah, they won't. Don't worry about it. They wanted to just leave with a bang, I guess.
You know, it looks like you're. That's interesting. Are you in the business of or are you not in the business? hive keeping and hive services, or are you selling honey?
So mostly honey right now. We do hive placements as a kind of a side thing, but we have connections to bigger beekeepers, pollination beekeepers, who usually just want to keep the bees, do the almond pollination, do all these other pollination gigs that they have, and then have someone else sell it to retail. And we kind of take in and we kind of jump in at that point. No, we want to grow as much as possible. Correct.
So when you work with your students, do you go pollination services, hive keeping services,
Mostly honey, probably. As in a future future, we definitely like to do honey. I really like into that business. It's kind of like wine tasting. There's so many different honeys out there. I like to kind of all bring them back in and let people just like you that get exposure to more honey. So yeah. Other questions?
Sure, I have a question. First of all, that was very impressive. It was a great job.
Thank you.
No, you can't really bottle it and sell it. All of our hives are certified by the Ag Commissioner, and so they do actually come out and physically check our hives, definitely. And the pollination beekeepers that we run with are all certified hives as well.
Well, it must be.
Well, there's nothing proprietary about it. In fact, it's just pure, raw, natural honey. There's been no flavor added to these honeys. When you get a pina colada honey stick, yeah, that's not so much, okay? But the varietals that you have, and it will tell you if it's one variety.
So they'll tell you one varietal, and usually a bee flies from 1 to 5 miles from the hive in all directions. So you have to be in an orange field, you have to be in a sage grove to have that type of honey, to actually have that type of honey. And it has to be 90% that type of honey. And there's some places where they test, oh, okay, so it's 90% that type of honey, or that percentage of that nectar that's in there to confirm that it tastes like that.
Thank you.
Excellent presentation. Thank you very much. Congratulations for what you are. So in your actual production facilities, you have to follow all the regulators that you have to deal with things like that.
So right now, we're connected with, like Jake said, a lot of the pollination beekeepers, the bee guys, who are bottling our honey for us. But in the future, what we'd like to be able to do is, I just recently became certified as a kitchen, at a commercial kitchen in order to do that. And so yes, there would be definitely regulations that we would need to be certified to do that and to process the honey ourselves, yeah.
Jake, again, excellent presentation. The next 2 years, you're projecting growth of over doubling each year. So, what challenges would that present for growth like that? And then the second thing I noticed in your markup, how good the online sales are as small as they are. I'm just curious.
Right. So to answer your first question, some of the problems with doing that is scaling all bees. So having them being able to produce enough honey to match with that. What? And the answer would be pollination beekeepers that we've connected with. They will be able to produce large amounts of honey. It's only a phone call away where you can get a 55-gallon drum of honey from them, whatever kind you'd like that they have in store that they've already done. And for your second one, so the online sales right now, that's just people emailing us and saying, hey, can you ship it to me? I'll pay for shipping. So once we get our online store up, hopefully it will increase. So that's just projections for right now.
We don't have a whole lot of background information on that because we haven't been doing the online sales, so we're very conservative in that. If it's bigger and better than that, fantastic. But at least we have a conservative number in place.
Yes.
Great job and very delicious
Yes.
honey.
Thank you.
I have a question about your branding as a Carmel honey company. Yeah, you're going to be pulling honey from other regions to be bottled under that brand. Is there a Monterey County, certified region, or you're going to be promoting it from here, but it's not going to be 100% produced here? How do you face that?
So the wildflower is ours, and it comes from our hives. The other varietals will come from, and it lists on our jars, California or Oregon, or where we're pulling the honey from, so where the pollination beekeepers are pulling the honey from. Yes, that is correct. Absolutely, yes.
What kind of testing do you do to ensure that it is 100% honey?
So our honey is being sent off and being tested. There's a couple locations, one in Georgia and I believe one in Texas. It's coming straight from the hive. We've actually worked the hives with the pollination beekeepers. We've been in the almond orchards. We've been in the orange groves. We see the frames getting pulled ourselves, and those pollination beekeepers that we're partnering with treat their bees exactly the way we treat our bees.
All right, well, thank you very much for listening to us and answering all questions.
Really well done. Right. So we put that away, and our second contestant in the Main Street Otter Tank is Greenwise Water and Landscape. And give me a second to pull up your presentation. The judges a second to make their notes.
Hi, my name is Scott McKenzie. I'm co-founder of Greenwise Water and Landscapes. First, I'd like to say thank you to the judges for donating your time. Thank you for Mr. Gambord for the building. Thank you to Brad and the rest of CSUMB for hosting this challenge. So, Greenwise Water and Landscapes, we design and build rainwater catchment systems and stormwater management systems that save our customers water, money, and the environment. This is a compelling problem, and it's a large problem, which is what I thrive off of. In fact, it could be the title of my autobiography. But Dan Finkley is a friend of mine, and back in July of last year, I left a very secure position on the faculty of the Naval Postgraduate School, took out $50,000 of my own money, and started this venture with him. We created a new brand called Greenwise. I'm a systems engineer. Since July, we've made all these partnerships. Ecology Action, who's our legislative arm, and Monterey Peninsula Water Management District. We do all the education for them on rainwater harvesting. In fact, the next 2 weekends we're going to be doing seminars. Why Green Works does our microfunding with Melrose style funding. Acer Water Tanks is our U.S. dealer for our Pioneer water tanks. Ewing is where we get most of our supplies, and we partner with a solar company to do joint projects. Okay, so far what we've done, like I said, we do the education for Monterey Peninsula Water Management District. We're a trusted partner with them. Last year we did the Garden Expo. We joined the Business Council. We became a certified dealer installer of Pioneer water tanks, the only dealer and installer in Monterey County. We partnered with Clax.io for technology development. I don't have time to go into our development, but we do have a prototype down here. It's installed, and it's a tank level sensor network. It's awesome. We also, again, partnered with Applied Solar Energy. We're doing $250,000 a year right now. The problem, okay, the signs are everywhere. The drought is real, okay? We just finished our rain season. This is a chart from last week. Let's take a look at California. 85% of the state is still in severe drought or worse, okay? This is a compelling problem. Rainwater is only part of the problem, though. The real problem is the ever-increasing population, which leads to overuse and misuse of this very limited, very precious resource. Okay, what happens is population comes in, we create man-made surfaces. Like, look at this, LA Basin. Do you think there are already man-made surfaces there? Yes. Here's a small town called Monterey. You can struggle to find a patch of earth where water can settle back into the aquifer, which is where we get our water, where the farms get their water. Okay? We've interrupted the natural water cycle. We need to restore that. It exacerbates the surface runoff. Where does that go? Again, it prevents that, and then it pollutes our oceans, rivers, and lakes. Okay? So another part of the problem is cost of water. This is one of our customers. This is a catch-22 problem here. Rates are going up. They need to go up because people need to respect it and use it sustainably, right? When I went to this customer, the Monterey Jet Center, and asked him how much water he was using, he had no idea. How much were you paying for it? He had no idea. It's not expensive enough. At the same time, people need to be able to afford water because guess what? We need it to live. So here's how it works. This is what we do. This is one of our residential tanks. Here's a commercial tank. We just got certified to do this. This is 5,000 gallons all the way up to 750,000 gallons. The catchment system includes also the roof catchment, all the piping that goes into the tank, all the filtration going into the tank, and then also your delivery system. So we do the entire design and install of that system. Okay, you can use this water, non-potable uses, toilet flushing, irrigation, manufacturing that doesn't require potable water. Okay, what this does is when people get their bill, they realize, hey, I didn't need to buy so much water from Cal-Am, and this saves them money, and they're happy about that. Okay, what are the side benefits? What else do you get from this? Well, energy. What does energy have to do with water? 3% of the energy used in California is used by a single entity, which is, and it's the largest user, the State Water Project, which pumps water over the Tehachapi Pass. 3% of our state energy. Worldwide, 7% of the energy goes toward the acquisition, the treatment, and the distribution of potable water. Okay, so there's that, and now we talked about this. This is where we make our money. We restore this pathway back down to the aquifer, and we also limit the surface runoff so that we don't pollute our natural bodies of water. Okay, this is a typical California home these days, right? Everybody's got this. They don't want it. Our customers want this. We deliver it with our systems. Okay, so this is our value proposition, our package of what we do. We're pretty proud of it. Okay, so a case study. This is it, the whole thing in action, right? Same thing, Monterey Jet Center. They have a sustainability plan like everybody does. 50% reduction in potable water use by 2030. Well, we looked at their top 3 users, 1.8 million gallons, 42% of their whole district. The collection surface, we saw, okay, these four hangars, 3.5 acres, we can get 1.7 million gallons. Guess what? We solved 80% of their sustainability goal this year, not in 2030, this year. Okay, how do we market? We get about a third of our business each from education referrals and websites. And where does our money go? Most of it goes to materials, some of it labor, overhead, and then profit, 25%. Okay, we're at 200, like I said, $250,000 a year right now. Competition to the industry, new aquifers, these are not attractive. There are no new aquifers. New dams, we're not building dams, we're destroying them, we're getting rid of them, they're a hazard. Desalination plants, nobody wants that. It's expensive to run and it's ugly, nobody wants it in their backyard. Austerity measures are important, but hey, brown lawns mean heat, we're exacerbating the problem. We want lush gardens. Competition within the rainwater industry, this is the real crux of it now. It's disorganized and it's mom and pop. This is not going to cut it for this problem, folks. We've got a huge, compelling problem. Mom and pop operations are not going to cut it. We need a statewide corporation that's locked in with legislation, partnered with government to solve this problem, or we're going to go like the Mayans. All right, sorry about that. Market analysis. Okay, this is from Technavio via Berkshire Hathaway. Global market by 2020, $1 billion. This is our TAM, right? So it's about a third, most of it's commercial, right? Same reasons for scarcity that I quoted at the beginning. Okay, now we took a look at California-wide. Okay, this is just the SAM for commercial manufacturing. Took a look at these segments here, $150,000 average system cost. We can get, if we just get 10% of that as a SOM, we're looking at $335 billion. Now, just on the residential side, single-family homes, there's 6.5 million of them, $12,000 average system cost, $8 billion potential here, just in the state of California, if we get just 10% as a SOM. So how's our competitive advantage? We're mom and pop now, we don't want to be, we can't be. Our brand, we love it, we're proud of it. Our engagement, governments and districts. We are locked in with the newspaper because we made a stink at the city council for this type of stuff. Suppliers, our partners, technology, exciting project, I'll tell you about it later. Education, like I said, we're a trusted partner for our water district. This is what we need. We need skill sets and funding. We need franchisers. We need to vertical integrate so we can get our product down cheaper. And environmentalists, we need access to lobbyists for sensible water rate structures and legislative reform that'll make this thing happen for us so that we can survive. $250,000 will get us in the county, and I think $1 million we can go statewide franchise. So I'll take any questions if you have them. Sorry for rushing that through. Hopefully it was intelligible.
Calculate the acreage water on.
Okay, so there's a formula. Every 1,000 square feet of rooftop catchment surface, for every inch of rain, you'll get 600 gallons. So that's the formula. It's pretty.
Scott, there's a contradiction that you pointed out.
Okay.
You're pointing out that water is not a property price.
Right.
So you took one of the examples was the jet center.
Yes.
And they had no idea how much
They're not paying enough.
Oh, they're a big user.
750,000 gallons a year.
And they don't know what the price of water is because
Right.
it's cheap.
Right.
So why would they invest?
That's, well, okay. Well, I'll tell you why. And they're going to, because they are required to keep a settling pond on a portion of their developable land. Okay, the land is owned by the airport district, leased by the jet center. The jet center owns their own buildings. The district has told them, you can't build on this land, even though you're leasing it, because it's a settling pond for runoff, okay? We're gonna take and dry up that land, they're gonna put another building there, so it's opening up avenues for expansion for them that they're going to enjoy.
That's a particular case.
That's a particular case.
What is
Yeah.
our price?
Yeah.
You're not going to find, say, they could store because they built in the next 50 dollars.
Well, they need to understand that water rates will continue to rise, and they do understand this. Right now, they're $2,500 a month or something. $2,500 a month. Multiply that out. It doesn't take long to pay off a $150,000 system. There's a payback. It works.
So I applaud you for going out there with a problem.
Thank you.
So I want a green guard too. There would be nowhere on my property to put that tank.
Yes.
So is there a solution? You showed the map. You couldn't find a slice of green. Can't get a tank anywhere. It's not gonna
Yeah. Yeah. So where are you? Are you in a typical California neighborhood with no yard? Yeah. So this is part of so our sweet spot is the commercial and manufacturing side, when people or businesses that have a large roof catchment area and a place to put a tank. That's our sweet spot, but we do a lot of residential work. So the typical California home built in the last 30 years doesn't have a yard, isn't going to have a place for a tank. So this is where the legislative reform comes in. We need to be able to have neighborhood tanks where the roof water is piped from all the roofs in the neighborhood to a single or a tank farm somewhere, and then pumped back for landscape. Look, we need landscape, folks. Otherwise, we're just going to cook like a fried egg. Sir?
Very good presentation. Have you costed out subsurface in terms of putting tanks underground?
We have put tanks underground. We put one in the last, I can't remember if it was beginning of this year or the end of last year. We put a 500-gallon tank underground for a neighborhood, or for an owner in the Surf Way, that neighborhood over in Monterey, across from the Monterey Fish House. I can't remember the name of the hood, but so yeah, we do that. And what was your question? Have we priced it out?
Yeah, in other words, the value proposition of being able to offer people who have maybe want to have it visible.
Right. It's more expensive. It is more expensive, but when you don't have a yard to stick a tank without taking up your whole yard, down is the way to go. And you're just going to have to come up with more money. So.
Great presentation. The business itself, are you more of a contractor, or will you business other contractors?
Currently, like I said, we're the mom and pop right now. We need to go big for the sake of all of us. So we are a licensed contractor, a B with a C27, which is landscape. So B is builder, C27 is landscape contractor. So we can do pretty much anything. So we know. We design them, install them ourselves. We don't refer out unless for some reason we're too busy and we haven't been.
So your idea is to have two phases. Right now, you're proving the business model to eventually then sell that as a franchisee to
Yes.
the state.
Yes.
So 250,000 revenues.
That's right. It's annualized since last July. But Dan had the company for 30 years, and he basically was around 200,000. So we bumped it up this year. Mostly residential right now, but this Monterey Jet Center is going to be our first commercial project. I think once that happens, it's going to go viral because it's going to be a huge public affairs issue. We're also involved with Project Bella, the hotel going in Pacific Grove. We're in consultations with the developers there in the planning phase to take on some work there because that's a LEED Platinum hotel. It's going to be amazing.
Phase two, in respect of franchisee wants to take this on, what are the departments going to be financial franchisee licensing?
Yeah, that last slide that I had, it says we need somebody with that franchise expertise. I can't answer that question for you right now. That's right. Eric Johnson, okay. Name drop. Yes, sir.
Scott, all water problems are local. I think that's true of the water system in the United States.
Mhm.
It's local geography, rainfall. But there are countries that go across the country. So give me a feel for the competition that's going to be coming in when you get to the franchise. You have complex systems that need all over the, that's when all the rainfall is. That's where they have rainwater systems and a few other large operators. I just Googled that there are a number of these companies. Are they going to be preventing you from going beyond the farm? Give me a feel for the competition.
Well, if they're so big, why haven't we seen them? And why, I honestly, they're not here in California. Yeah.
That's good.
How do these systems and like the Australian ones that you're the license, how does that differentiate from other things and other countries that are here
Okay.
that are in Salinas already?
These tanks were designed to hold water. Other tanks are designed to hold other liquids. And so they're basically over-engineered. We looked at Corgal when we started searching around for a supplier, and Corgal's just over-engineered and they're too expensive. So we think this is a good value, but right for the purpose. Thank you again.
Well done. Those were great presentations. Let's have another round of applause for both of them. Okay, so here's the place where we're going to ask the judges to move over into room 111 and do your deliberations and come back to us with a winner. We will announce the winner when we do the award ceremony toward the end of this. So we're going to move now, in a moment, we're going to move into the venture otter tank. So if the venture judges, if you could come down and take over the front row. But while they're doing that, we have an opportunity. We want to hear from you. We'll find out whether the judges get this right or not. And so we want to give the audience a chance to vote. So for all of you who've got an app on your phone that will allow you to read a QR code, pop it open and read that QR code, and it'll take you to a place where you can vote for the Carmel Honey Company or Greenwise, whoever you thought was the strongest of the presenters. Neil, do we have a URL we can send them to for those that don't have the QR code reader?
Can we use paper?
Can use paper. He's looking up the URL. So as we set up here, and he's looking up that URL, he'll get it to you in a moment. I would ask for the presenters, when the judges are asking questions, the judges don't have microphones, so my guess is that everybody past about the third row can't hear what the judges are asking. So presenters, when you get asked a question, if you could briefly repeat the question so everybody knows what question you're answering, I think that would be helpful for the audience experience. And what do we have? Do we have a URL? It's loading.
So the URL to get to this site is http ://goo.gl. You want to slow down? G, like in Google. There you go. So GOO.gl/UHRPLR. And that should take you to a polling website where you can submit your vote.